In general, while loops are used when you don't know how many times you need to iterate code over and over again. It's usually based on some condition. So the user enters quit or some data changes in a significant way, and that will end the loop. Python provides a good way to do loops when you know how many times right up front, how many times you want to loop. You want to loop 3 times or 4 times. And I'm going to show you that particular loop a little later. Right now, I want you to know how to do that with a while loop. There may be situations where it just makes more sense to do it that way. So you should understand how to do that. So as you have seen before, the while statement, the while loop, begins with the keyword while and then a condition. And as long as this condition is true, it evaluates to true, this code will repeat over and over again. So in this case, I put a keyword, I just made this up, it's just a variable named counter. And I want to do this code as long as the value in counter is less than rather, or equal than 3. So we go ahead and do it. Now, if you have a condition like that, at some point, if you want the loop to end, the counter is going to have to be equal or greater than 3 for this to evaluate to be false. Otherwise, the loop would continue forever. So that implies something has to happen inside the code of this loop to bump up the value of this counter. As it is, I put that statement right here. I said counter equals counter plus 1. Now, you always, when you look at an equation, you look at the equal sign and you always do what's on the right side of the equal sign first. That happens first. So counter, when we first start this loop, I set counter to 1. I made that the default. So the first time through this loop, it's going to take 1, the value of 1, add 1 to it, making it 2. And now that that's 2, it assigns 2 to counter, basically overriding the 1 that was there the first time. And then next time through the loop, it'll do the same thing. It's now 2, it'll add 1 to it, making it 3, and it'll assign counter to be equal to 3, and then go up to the top of the loop and evaluate whether the loop should continue or not. So here we're just entering color names. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. So I say enter a single color. I'll put blue, yellow, green, and it says great, end of program. It doesn't do anything all that dramatic, just asked me to enter 3 colors. I did so, and it just repeated them back to me. Now, I've updated the code here to add an else statement to the while loop. And this behaves very much like an if statement. Instead of if counter less than or equal to 3, it's while counter less than equal to 3. So if I want to do some kind of specialized code when this statement evaluates to be false, I want to do some code in an else statement, I can put it there. I just put the else at the end of the while. I line it up just like I did with an if and else. I line it up together and I indent the other code here. So I'm going to put some separate code here. I'm just going to say end of loop, and then after that's done, it'll drop down to the next statement, which says end of program. Let's give that a whirl, and let's try it again. I'll do blue, yellow. Okay, so now it says end of loop. So it took the else condition and then it fell past the end of the loop and showed this end of program statement. All right, so there's something else I want to show you. It's a little sort of trick about doing loops. So here, let me pull that up for you. Okay, so I get tired of putting the condition in the while loop. Sometimes I like to put the condition for getting out of a while loop within the loop itself. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So this was titled Infinite Loop because if I put the word true there, it's already evaluated to true. True is always true. So I don't actually look at a particular, conditional statement like is counter greater than 3 or something like that. I just put the word true. Now this while loop will go forever. It'll go pretty much until you're computer runs out of memory. The only way to stop this loop will be to close the window. And I'm going to run it. This is an infinite loop, just so you can see how you'll encounter these from time to time. Everybody ends up coding an infinite loop by accident once in their life. So let's run the module. And here it goes. It's just zippity-doo down away. So I have to close the window to stop it. You still running? You want to kill it? Yes, I do. Okay, so that's a mistake. So as I mentioned, if you have while true here, you have to take responsibility somewhere to put code in here that will get you out of the loop. So I'm going to copy some code in. I coded before. And what this is, save this. I put in here if counter is greater than 3, then break. Now, I haven't shown you the break statement yet. I'm going to show you more in a later lesson. But just right now, if you encounter the word break inside of a loop, it'll go all the way out to the end of the loop. It'll do what's past the loop. Even if there were an else statement here, it would skip past that. It skips past the whole thing. So here, we would then, at this point, break, and we would do end of program. So let's go ahead and test that. So I get 1, 2, 3, end of program. Okay, so this is good. It did the counting. I started counter with 0 instead of 1. So here it becomes 1 because 0 plus 1 is 1. Is it greater than 3? No. It goes on, prints the counter. Is it greater than 3? It does this 3 times. And then it becomes 4. And that 4 is greater than 3. And it does the break statement, which bounces all the way to the end of the loop, past this line to this line, and does that, and it's done. So again, more on the break statement and a lesson that's upcoming shortly. Not everybody believes in using while true. There is a certain risk of that. You do have to take responsibility to put something in your code to detect a data condition, like here, counter being greater than 3, and then getting out of the loop. But I like it. In some cases, I think it's a good way to go. All right, so this ends the lesson of part 2 on while loops. And as always, let me know if you have any questions.